What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, C-Zar Gets Crypto, and we are talking about FIRO today. This one comes at the request of Mr. Guilty Fool. Mr. Fool, I tried to look up Meowcoin as well, but I had an issue looking it up. You see Meowcoin on here, the ticker is MEWC, M-E-W-C. If I type in Meow, M-E-O-W, I get Meowcoin here, but there's also Meow and Meow, Liquid Cats and Soul Cats. And if I type it in over here, M-E-O-W, is like, which one is it? Is it? I don't think M-E-W-C. It doesn't exist. So I don't know. As far as Meowcoin, I don't really have an opinion on it because I'm pretty sure every single chart. This is the top one. Look at how this one looks. Look at the second one. You know, they're all different. They're literally all different. So Meow. Third one, you know, they're all different. Anyways, without going too much into that, we're gonna look at FIRO. We're going to do the I think the Binance chart because that has the most data or the most volume. So I think it's gonna hold the most weight, you know, on a technical aspect. So let's just look at it and give a general gist of what I think. You know, as far as let's type in FIRO over here and see what we come up with. FIRO. Binance Peg FIRO. I think we're just going to go with FIRO. Number 705. It's got a market cap of 18 million. This is a low cap coin for sure. And by the way, actually, before I get into this, with Meowcoin, this coin is a $343,000 market cap. I don't really like that. That's very, very low volume, low volume too, but also low supply. I mean market cap. Sorry, not low supply. The supply is 1 billion, you know, it's not really low necessarily, but $994 in a day, and you've got $343,000 market cap. That's not a lot, man. That's it's got to be hard to trade. I mean, maybe one day when this thing's worth more, maybe it'll be easier to trade, but it might not ever be worth more. So my take on Meowcoin is I personally wouldn't invest on it or call it an investment. Really, it's a gamble if you can buy it, because with this kind of volume, it might say it's this price now, but you might not be able to buy it unless it's like 20% above. You know, you're not going to have that kind of... I got a smudge on my hat here. I don't know where that's from. Anyways, FIRO, you know, still a very low cap coin. You know, this is a lot more volume in a day, but it's still a very low cap coin and still not a lot of volume, honestly. So same kind of thing here. It might be hard to get in and out, but if you're buying low and you're selling high, you know, getting in at this time might be a good time. I don't know. Let's just take a look. Let's do the actual technical analysis of this. So from all-time high on this chart to the all-time low on a fib scale, it looks like we've got respect on this fib. You know, we tipped the 618. We literally came up and hit the golden ratio right there at 6.0618. That's the golden ratio. Held the 069. Came down, held the 236 area, found resistance on the 382 area, holding the 0.069. Though I bet this thing wants to go up higher. You know, this isn't. I wonder if this is all the historical data. If there's another chart, what about Bittrex? No, there's less. I wonder if there's another one. FIRO. I think there's another one. I feel like I was looking at this the other day. Is it on CoinEx? No, that's BTC. USD. Maybe it's on CoinEx. Yes, okay, this is the one I was looking at. Okay, I tried to make a video, but long story short, I think I was unable to. This one has the most data, and again, same thing, top to bottom. You kind of went up to the 0.0 or to the 0.618. To me, you know, I wanted to look at this chart just to see like if we were in how long of a downtrend we were in. But from top to bottom here, this was it. So I'm going to go back to the Binance chart because I feel like these readings are going to be more significant, substantial, respected, whatever. It's the biggest exchange with the most volume. So that's until otherwise, that's why I'm going with this Binance chart. The volume's just going to matter. Ergo, the moves are going to matter more. Ergo, the readings will find more significance, most likely. So you've been in a downtrend since May of 2021. You're still in the downtrend. You haven't broken out of it yet, technically, though you are breaking out of its behavior, right? You're still having lower highs. Technically, you've got a higher low, but here you've got lower lows. You have the potential to put in a lower low still. I don't know if you will. I don't know if FIRO will put in a lower low. It might. That might be the bottom there. This might be near the bottom. But you're definitely doing things different than what most of this chart's done, right? You were going down from May till basically May. You went down for a year, and now you've been moving sideways for about a year with lower highs along the way, but not really. Yes, this is a lower low, but it's a higher low from here. You're still higher than that low. So looking at the RSI, and again, looking at this fib, I like it. As long as you're holding above the 0.069, I think you have a date with destiny to the 618. And from the current price, I mean, that's a 400% increase. And if and when you get above there, we can talk the 886, which would be a 10x from here, the 786, which would be a 7 to an 8x from here, or, you know, potential, there's even potential then to go to these extensions, which the 1272 is at about $60, which is a 39x, 1414 at $90, 1618 at 170, and that would be over 100x right there. So all of that, and then in further, it's even potential for further, but let's see. With a market cap like this of 18 million, if it was to 100x, a 10x would put it at 180 million. So a 100x would be 1.8 billion. This thing could definitely 100x. It could even 1000x. I'm not saying that. I am not saying that from a point of understanding what its fundamental value. I don't know what this coin does, man. I know it's called FIRO. It reminds me of Spyro, a game I played. It's rank 707. I don't know if there's anything special about this coin, right? I'm just doing the TA and from what I know about crypto, right? So if this thing, let's just paint a beautiful story. Let's say it gains traction, okay? Let's say it has a community that gains traction. There's aspects of it that I'm currently unaware of, honestly. I don't know too much about this thing, but there's fundamental aspects at play that are going to allow for this thing to have a bright future. If it has a bright future in crypto, what that looks like is over a $1 billion market cap. That's actually fairly easy to achieve in crypto. To sustain it, not as easy, but to at least achieve it is easy. So could this thing 100x? Yes. Again now, if we go to the top 100, let's just look at the market caps here. All right, let's see. I think all the way up, and we're at that, like the beginning of the bull market / the end of the bear market, right? The top 43 have $1 billion, right, of a market cap, and then the top 10 more or less, you're getting toward like 10 billion or more. But long story short, this thing could definitely 100x. It could even 1000x. These market caps will all be higher by the time we're in the bull market, firmly in the bull market. We're going to have $10 billion market caps probably throughout most of the top 100. Maybe not all of them, but I would bet most of the top 100. So it's a completely achievable goal to 1000x from here. But does it have all the things that make a crypto do that? Does it have all the things that allow it to sustain that kind of a high market cap? Which the things that allow that really are hype, right? You need expectations that it's going to do good things in the future, right? You need like promises that are backed by believable sources, right? Dogecoin right now, it's at a low price. People think that it's got 100x, even more than that of a potential in it. And the promise is that Elon Musk is going to he's going to be like the Doge father, right? Like the promise is that there's going to be hype in the future, and that it's, you know, fundamentally speaking, it's actually better than our dollar, than the US dollar, literally. It's decentralized. It was taken as a joke, so it was dispersed out enough. You know, I don't know the story behind FIRO, but there's a lot of there's a lot of things at play that don't even need to matter much. Doge doesn't have a huge developing team. I know they got some kind of developing team going on now because of Elon Musk or something like that, or maybe because of what's his name, the guy that started Ethereum. I'm drawing a blank on Vitalik Buterin. I think they're working on like a Doge development team, maybe. Last I checked, but I don't know if that's actually true or not. There's a lot of media or rumors that get spread around in crypto, but there's at least something going for it, right? It's not just a nothing, no-name coin that there's nothing going for it. And I'm not saying that about FIRO. I really don't know anything about it. So if there is stuff going for it, maybe there is a potential. But again, even then, you could have a team that is thoroughly backing this coin, they're putting in their effort, man, a community that believes, and if it doesn't gain traction, if it doesn't gain popularity, at the end of the day, that's what all this is, whether it's a stock market thing or a crypto thing. It's all a popularity contest. and the most popular one gets the most votes, gets the most market cap, right? And that right now is Bitcoin. Can FIRO gain popularity? That's the real question. Can it gain popularity? And if it can, if it was to get as popular as Dogecoin, well, then a $10 billion market cap that's no problem. That's really no problem at all. It could definitely do that. And a $10 billion market cap from here, I mean, an $18 billion market cap would be a 1,000x. You would take $1,000 and turn it into $1 million. So that is in the realm of possibilities. Is it likely for FIRO? I don't know. I would say not, probably not. Where's this thing likely going to go instead of talking hypotheticals, man? Because I'm talking pie in the sky ideas here. And again, I guess a market cap that high would be a 1,000x. So a 10x would be 10, 1,000. That'd make it at prices of $1,000. You know, you've got extensions up here, but that's a ways away, man. I don't know if it'll ever get up there personally. I'm not under that impression now. Right now, what I'm under the impression of, instead of just talking all these hypothetics here, looks like you want to go higher on the fib scale. I would be surprised if you broke this low, but at the same time, lower highs, you should be looking for lower lows, you know. But this, I don't know, man. I feel like you would have done it if you were going to do it already. You're coming out of this oversold zone, not necessarily showing strength, which isn't a good thing. On the daily, I mean, I don't know, man. This kind of looks good to me. Any move that you give back, you're going higher still. You're not going lower, and you eat it back up on the downside. Stronger daily RSI. It looks strong. It's holding this 50 area, kind of nice. 4-hour RSI is looking strong. You're above the purple line, and you're not above the 50, but you're looking like you want to be, right? Like this. You've been lingering above the 50. You even got below the purple line here, and you actually went back above it. So this could be a change of trend. It might actually turn up from here. I kind of like FIRO, I gotta say, as a buy right here. You know, maybe it does go down lower. Maybe it drops from here. It has the potential to drop. I mean, it could drop a lot, but from here it could drop 10%, no problem, and be in fine shape. It could drop 20%, 30%, no problem. And maybe it does go lower than this low, but at the moment, just with how this daily and the week or the 4-hour look, I'm kind of inclined to believe that it might be going up here, man. You might actually see a very sizable move to the upside. This reminds me of like the rumblings, man. You're getting like accumulation here, right? You ended with high volume over here, and you're still accumulating, still getting higher highs and higher lows. If you just ignored this kind of wackadoo, whatever, you know, this is very bullish looking to me. All of it is. The way that this 123 MA is curving right here, right? Like that, it looks good. I think this thing wants to see a move. And where is it going to see a move to? If it respects this fib scale, which it looks like it does, then the next target, I mean the minimum target from here would be the 382, but with how often you've touched it already, you've touched it a couple times, I would expect that you break through it. That's a 139% move. I would expect that you break through it, and you might see the 618. It really wouldn't surprise me with just how this is behaving. If you broke through the 382 straight to the 618, came back to the 382 for support, and then broke the 618 from there. And I know I have this line drawn like that, but it might, with the fact that if this rejects the 618 not just once but twice, already rejecting it once makes the 786 and the 886 more likely on a pass. But if you reject it twice, the odds that you're going to see these extensions, to me, they go down. At least in the immediate term. You're probably going to find a kind of relative top around this zone is my impression. It doesn't have to be that way. You definitely could go up. That's still a possibility. But the more likely, if we see a rejection off the 618 back down to the 382, even back to the 0.5, if we see a rejection off of this area, to me, it would be more likely that we would see a price between $12 and $17, $17.50. Which again, from here, I'm going to go all the way back now. That would be a gain of 700 to, you know, you'd be talking about a 7 to 10x there. Totally, you know, totally possible. 7 to 10x. Or I guess that would be an 8 to 11x. Again, I know this number says 1,000, right? But a 1,000 is an 11x, right? Because a 100% gain is a 2x. So you're already at 2x with 100. When you're at 200, you're at a 3x. So if you see a 10, really when you see 900, that's your 10x. So a 10x for this thing from the current price is ultimately my expectation. I would expect something of like a 5x, a 4x, you know, come up to the 618, find rejection, and then come down, and then probably have another good buying opportunity. At the moment, I'm definitely bullish. I'm definitely leaning to the side that it wants to go up, not go lower. To prove me wrong on that, really, I guess I'd want to see a close below the 0.069 that's sustained. We had that, but we got back above it. We actually had, you know, I know this is a wick, but we had quite the move off of that. 67% to the upside. I would call this rejecting the zone for sure. As long as we maintain these shorter term higher lows and get above this high, especially if we get above this high, I think that'll just confirm it. By it, I mean my bullish position on this. I like it, man. I like FIRO. I definitely like it. You spend a lot of time below the 50 here. It looks like you're trying to get, this is like the most bullish you've been in a while, you know, and you just came off of lows. Look at the last time you came off a low here. Overall, from bottom to top, you went up 129%. So far, you've only gone up like half that. So, I mean, yeah, a little bit over half that, or around half that, I guess. I'm definitely bullish on this thing, man. I like it. I like it. I would buy here, or maybe wait to see it go a little bit lower. Maybe try to buy around like these lows here / these tops here, tops of this side, bottoms of this side. You know, if we were to draw a fib from bottom to top here, let's just see. Is there anything really? Let's go to the 4 hour and see if there's anything. Not really any respect. That's okay. This is a pretty big wick, you know. It's a low volume coin, so it might not be anything reasonable. You are below the 618 right now. Odds are you probably will go above this high inevitably, man. Your next move will probably take you. It might not happen as fast. Maybe it goes up, or if it does happen as fast, you might see a likewise move to the downside afterwards. But I like it, man. I like it. I definitely, out of most of the cryptos right now, I would give it a green light. I would say that it's fine. And again, with the downside potential still being there, you could definitely drop. I mean, you could go lower than this low and still be fine. You could drop 10% and be in decent shape, honestly. So I don't know. On a daily basis, I'd like to see higher lows on a closing basis. You know, I wouldn't want to see it close below this high. It could wick below, or below this low. It could wick below it, but when you start closing below it, then that looks bad. You're gonna, I guess the levels you'd want to hold, if you're bullish, first and foremost, you'd want to hold that level. Secondly, this level, and then thirdly, right here. I mean, those are your levels right there. So between like $1.30 and $1.38, maybe look to buy down there. Maybe have buy orders set for down there, and then be prepared for the upside. But if you break $1.30 on a daily closing basis, that would be when this whole bullish speak goes out the window, man. Where really, I think maybe it's not ready for upside. Maybe it is, in fact, in this kind of sideways consolidation, just ready for the next move down. That's not my impression at the moment, though it could easily be that way. You've yet to generate higher highs. You've got higher lows, but it's wonky. So really, I mean, what you'd want to do, you really wouldn't want to go lower than these lows over here, because what you want, it's kind of like an M, right? It's a very weird M. What you want to do, and if that wick isn't included, you kind of have a more like symmetrical looking M. What you'd want to do is invalidate this M. How you invalidate it, don't let this line become longer than this line. If it can be shorter than this line like it is now, that would actually be a very bullish M, and that would suggest the price is going to reverse to the upside. And it kind of, oddly enough, funny enough, it'd be like a W with an M in it, you know, and I've seen this before, and it often, if you get this M and it doesn't become a full M, that is a bullish signal, and you often get a pretty magnificent reversal to the upside, which again kind of corresponds with what I'm expecting. I do expect this thing to make a move in the near term, again probably up around this price. Maybe it doesn't happen like that in a day. Maybe it takes, you know, a few days, or I guess this was in a week. Maybe it takes a couple months to get up there, but relatively speaking, I think it's on its way up for sure. So that's all I got to say on FIRO. Long little stint there spiel, whatever proper word is for that. Let's see. Yeah. Get above the purple line on the daily. Just get above it. Get this 123 RSI above the 50, and you're golden, man. You're golden. And it looks like you kind of want to. I wonder, this hasn't been working, but let's see if I can get it to work. Yeah, I don't know why I can only have 3 of them at a time. It's kind of lame. That's new. I don't know. Maybe TradingView, because you're only allowed to have a certain amount of indicators, unless you like buy the like ultra premium stuff, and I don't. I should, but I don't. I don't know, man. I can't. There's no ribbon on this really. Right now, I can tell you it's probably postured to the downside, but it doesn't really respect the daily. It doesn't look like it does. So, yeah, get above the purple line on the daily. That's really all I would have to say. You know, back here, get this above the purple line and get this above the 50. Get some stronger moves up into the overbought zone. Sustain these levels above the 50 on the RSI. You can go below the 50, that's fine, but try to, how here, you know, I guess you went above the 50 here, but most of it was down to the downside. Or here you went below the 50 here, but most of it was to the upside. Do something like that. Like try to hold strength. Don't show any weakness, because the more you do that, the further away you're going to get from this low, the more that this does look like a bottoming area, and that you are probably going to go up and do new things, right? You've been doing lower high things. You've been doing the same thing for a while, but as soon as you break this high, well, then you have the potential to break this high. And if you break that high, this high, and I mean, really, none of these highs matter as much as this high does. And the reason I say that is not just because it's freaking humongous, right? That's a humongous wick there, but it's also at the 618. So that's a very significant move. And you start taking them out, it's going to be like dominoes. And this is the real one to test. The golden ratio around $7.60, $7.58, something like that. Yeah. Until then, I guess my opinion is that we go to the upside, at least to this 618. That is my opinion. I don't know how it's going to look. It might be ugly. It might be swift. I don't know. But my opinion as of now is we're probably going to see some kind of move to the upside, have a pullback either to the 0.5 or to the 382, and then from there we'll go up higher. But at the moment, I want to see how it reacts around $7.60. Let's see what it does around that area. And it doesn't have to tip. It doesn't have to tip that area. It doesn't have to be like a perfect wick like it was last time. It could be a perfect wick, but I would more anticipate a move slightly above the 618 and then a close below it. That's what I would expect. If you close above it, that's awesome. That would be a really good thing. You'd want to see that. A sustained movement above it for sure. Because again, you close below the 0.069 here, that's not awesome. But it wasn't sustained. In fact, 2 days later we got back above it. So if something like that happens, but to the reverse side, we get above it, but 2 days later we get below it, then that's not a good sign, right? You want to have sustained movement above it. But again, at the moment, I would believe we break above it slightly, come back down and close below it. It would probably be any price above this 618 would probably be a good time to sell. That's my opinion way down here. Let's see if that changes as we get closer. But Mr. Fool, this one's for you, man. If you guys have any comments or you like the video, leave a like, leave a comment. I do requests, whatever coin, whatever stocks you guys have in mind. Even Meow Coin, I couldn't find a chart for it that was appropriate. And in my opinion, there's probably no chart that actually represented the coin he's talking about. So, at least still we'll try that and give my honest opinion on it. My honest opinion, just so you know, again, Mr. Fool, I wouldn't touch Meow Coin personally. Personally, I wouldn't touch it because it's going to be hard to buy at the price that you see it at, and even more so, it'll be hard to sell too. So I really just wouldn't. I wouldn't mess with it unless you want to throw a little bit in there and have hopes for a long-term pump. That go for it, because with that low of a market cap, man, $100, $10 could turn into a lot of money. So, but again, you're going to have a hard time getting in and out of that thing. That's my genuine opinion. Anyways, if you like the video, leave a thumbs up, subscribe, see more. I appreciate all you guys. Thank you very much. Take care. Bye-bye.